Welcome back to Entertainment Extra with yours truly, Joe Crawford, here on RemicTV.com. And joining me via Skype in the studio here, we have a speaker, a peak performance coach, an author, a licensed hypnotist, an NLP trainer. He's a man of many, many talents, Mr. Tim Shurr. Welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, well, thank you very much for joining us. And you're all the way out in Indianapolis, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Home of the Super Bowl.
Oh, there you go. And the Indy 500.
That's right. Coming
up. When's the Indy 500 come up, actually?
In May.
Oh, well, there you go then. And are you a race car fan?
Yes. In Indianapolis, you have to be a race car fan.
Oh, there's no other choice. Well, Tim, a great experience here of what you do here of helping out people to achieve success in record time. So first of all, let's talk about what you do to help people achieve success in record time. What do you mean by record time?
Well, we're able to help people achieve goals much faster than they would normally simply because we're teaching you how to use your mind to your advantage instead of sabotaging yourself. For example, most people have goals and they know what to do, they just can't get themselves to do it. They know that they should stop smoking and then they light up again. They know they should pass on the cookies and yet they find themselves reaching for more.
That's me, that's me.
Yes, yes. You know, our other goals, whatever it may be with your relationships or your money, we know what to do. We just have these stumbling blocks and we can't seem to get around them. So I teach people emotional conditioning so that you are emotionally able to get yourself to follow through without relying on willpower.
Now, what's the most common mistake then that people make that they're ending up sabotaging themselves?
They focus on what they don't want and what they're afraid of more than on what they do want. So if you think of your mind like a GPS system, you type in the coordinates for where you want to go, and then the machine takes you there. It says, turn left here. Well, what we do with our goals, with our internal GPS system, is we type in the address for all the places we don't want to go, hoping we somehow arrive.
Oh.
So people will come in and I'll say, well, what would you like? How can I help you? And they'll say, well, I don't want this. Okay, well, what do you want? Well, I know for sure I don't want this or this or this. Well, what do you want? Well, I don't know, but I know what I don't want. And because they're so clear on what they don't want, they continue to attract that into their life.
Now, what do you do then to help out people and you, of course, your employees as well? What do you do to help them out to achieve the success?
Well, we're kind of like the Geek Squad for your brain. So you are powerful, brilliant, amazing. You have all these resources and magic inside of you, and we simply listen to you and pay attention to what's going on and then show you how to use these resources to your advantage. So we'll listen to what people are saying to themselves. If you're always focusing on what you're afraid of, or you're using negative language, and by negative language, I mean you're focusing on what you don't want. You come in here and you want to get things done, but all you're saying is, I don't want to procrastinate. Or you're trying to quit smoking and you keep telling yourself, just don't smoke, don't smoke. Well, if you tell yourself don't smoke, all your mind hears is smoke, right? I don't know if you have kids, but I've got a 4-year-old. If I tell him don't throw that toy, what do you think he's going to do?
Throw the toy.
So if you're walking around at night saying just don't eat the cookies, just don't eat the cookies, then of course all your brain hears is cookies, and then you're going to eat them. So the second biggest sabotage is we associate massive pleasure to the things that are keeping us stuck in life, and massive pain to the things that would help us make our breakthrough. So we associate pain to money even though we think we want more of it. But every time we think about money, we concentrate on the debt we have, or we feel all this pressure, this feeling of having to perform, and all that pressure is uncomfortable. So unconsciously we associate a lot of pain to the money, a lot of pressure, a lot of overwhelm to performance, and we find ourselves wanting to go watch TV instead.
Okay, now with that, you've also written a book with helping people about eliminating sabotaging yourself. It's called Get Out of Your Way, which is probably a metaphor for that saboteur that's sabotaging yourself. Get out of your way, correct?
Yes, my book title started off very sweet and kind. You know, it's the best time to relax is when you don't have time to, and what to do when you don't know what to do, and the power of optimism. But after 15 years, 17 years of coaching people, it's just get the heck out of your way. Here's what we're going to do.
Nice. Now, you have a copy of the book we like to show everybody.
I do. Here we are.
Yeah, Get Out of Your Way.
Get out of your way.
Tim Shurr. Now, Tim, that can be found also on eliminatesabotage.com, correct?
Yes. EliminateSabotage.com. There's some videos there that will help you, and when you get the book, I send you more free videos on how to eliminate self-sabotage from your money, your health, and your relationships, the big top 3.
Okay, now we also mentioned before that you're a licensed hypnotist.
Yes.
Does that help you to help people achieve faster, or to quit smoking, or to lose weight? Do you use that hypnotism on people?
Yes, all the time. Because hypnosis is just a natural way of getting very deeply relaxed, and in that relaxed state, you're more open to positive suggestion. We also can access those unconscious beliefs that are keeping you stuck and help you to change some of those conditioned responses, some of those reflexes, or what people call habits. We can change that very quickly. So instead of going one way, you're going the other. Instead of getting upset, overwhelmed, and stressed, you find yourself becoming more calm, relaxed, and focused. And hypnosis is just a way of getting to that resource state faster and easier.
Now, is everyone able to be hypnotized then?
Everyone that wants to be. But because of what we see on TV with the stage shows, people are afraid that, you're not going to make me run around clucking like a chicken or silly stuff like that. So there's a lot of fear. But when you get past that, you'll find that it's actually a very natural, relaxing way to get what you want.
It actually, there's a hypnotist from where I'm from, and I've been hypnotized for entertainment purposes when I used to work on radio, and did the crazy clucking like a chicken thing. But I've also done it, and actually hypnotism, and it was told to me, and it's actually so true, it's like you almost get like an 8 hours sleep session with like only so much time, and I feel so much relaxed more after it. Now, how many times do you have to hypnotize, or how many sessions do you have to hypnotize someone in order to accomplish their goal?
Well, after the first session, you felt much more relaxed and more confident, right?
Yes.
So for some people, that first session can change your whole life because it makes you feel so good. And when you're relaxed and you're in a good mood, it's easier for you to make good choices, and then you get the ball rolling and things start working for you. It depends on what the goal is. Most of the time, if it's like you want to stop smoking, we usually suggest 2 or 3 sessions. A lot of people will stop smoking the first session, but you want to use the second and third session to learn the new relaxation techniques, to make sure you don't turn to food instead of smoking, and learn how to make sure you don't go back to it. For weight loss, it takes a little bit more time because you're developing all kinds of new habits. And here in America, and I'm sure you have that there too, we eat for fun.
Yes.
Food is the recreation. And so everybody's eating when they're upset, stressed, bored, happy. And so using the hypnosis to learn new ways of changing the way you feel inside without going to something outside of you, it takes a little while to learn that.
Well, like they say, stressed spelt backwards is desserts. Now, Tim, you are in Indianapolis, and how do you, do you do it via video then, or do people come to you? Do you travel to them to be hypnotized?
Yeah, well, a lot of times we have our audio programs, so people will purchase our audio programs, and I send them on over. I do have people come to our Design Your Destiny seminars from all over the world. It's a 4-day transformation seminar where people will come in and they'll learn hypnosis, or they'll learn neurolinguistics, or they'll just come for the, our signature Design Your Destiny event, where I teach everybody the best stuff we have for transforming your mind, and all these powerful tools and strategies that are going to help you get clear on what you want. It'll condition you to actually follow through and stay motivated and help get rid of anything that's been keeping you stuck.
Nice. Now, what is, what has been your success rate with doing all this with people?
It's very high. It's one of the highest success rates there are. Like our Stop Smoking program has an 80% success rate where people have stopped smoking and actually stayed a non-smoker for years.
Wow.
Yeah, the weight comes down a little bit more. It's around 60%, which is actually pretty good for living in, these times where food is abundant. And the other things like overcoming fears is closer to 95%. People come in for fears, phobias, anxiety, things like that. That's our specialty. I've helped a lot of people live on TV and on radio programs and in person and at our seminars overcome all kinds of fears and phobias and anxieties.
Wow. Okay, so then let me ask you a question then. What is the weirdest fear you have come across to have someone cured?
The weirdest fear. That's a good question. I mean, I had a weatherman who was terrified of tarantulas, and he was on Fox News, in the morning, and someone brought in a tarantula, and he was so freaked out by this spider that he left during his broadcast.
Oh my
And
God.
the video went viral. Yeah, it went around the world viral. They were making fun of him. And he was in Indianapolis. So I called him up and I said, Jim, I can help you with that. And he didn't want no part of it because he didn't want to see the spider. And then the producer called me up about 2 months later, and she said, hey, you think you could get him to stand by the spider? She said, you only have about 15 minutes. And I said, I bet if you gave me that much time, I could probably get that spider on his arm. And she's like, she did not believe me at all. She's like, okay, well, if we could just get it by him, that would be good enough. So I went in live on air. Jim was noticeably upset. His heart was pounding. He was sweating. And I had a total of 12 minutes. By the time the cameras and everything quit flashing, I had 12 minutes to hypnotize him, which I did. He responded beautifully. And we had that big old tarantula sitting on his arm. And you can see the video at timshurr.com.
Oh
and
my
it was pretty amazing.
That's crazy. Well, I'm one to be afraid of spiders too, and I congratulate that newscaster in Indianapolis on Fox because he has a lot more guts than I do on that one.
Yeah, it was something, but it goes to show the power of your mind. I've worked with people that were, couldn't take medical tests because they were afraid of needles, or they couldn't ride elevators or go on airplanes because of the claustrophobia. But it's really, you're not afraid of those things. Those are the details. You're afraid of the feeling that comes up. And we can shift that feeling. We can go from fear to calm. And just learning how to use your mind to do that is pretty amazing. And the hypnosis helps tremendously.
The mind is a powerful thing. Your new book, Get Out of Your Way, is on timshurr.com, eliminatesabotage.com. I'm assuming also on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Look,
you can find it anywhere.
There you go. And you have another book also called Losing Weight Without Losing Your Mind. I love that title as well. Now, Tim, just a couple more things before we have to head out. With that, how did you get involved in working with the mind and getting into this kind of field?
Well, great question. I actually went to school for psychology to figure out myself, which is what we all do.
Have you figured out?
Close. I think I would have been farther along, but I'm married, so that makes everything more challenging.
Oh, now now it's not your own mind, your wife's as well.
Yeah. But I got into the hypnosis actually. My dad was a burn victim. He was working at U.S. Steel as an electrician, and he was working on an electrical box, a great big one, and it wasn't tagged right. So while he was in there with the screwdriver, somebody turned it on, and it exploded, and he was burned severely. And that happened when I was 14. And he lived. He's got scars all over, but he lived, and he's a great guy now. You'd be surprised. He's the first guy to take off his shirt, in the summer, even with his scars, and so he's been a really powerful role model for me. But when I was 18, I had my first psychology class, and a hypnotist came and was talking about how powerful hypnosis is for pain management, for natural pain management. Because I saw my dad on all these heavy drugs, and I was wondering if there was something I would have been able to do. And so I went to school and got hooked on hypnosis, and I've been doing it for 24 years now, and now I own the Hypnotism Academy of Indiana, so I'm teaching hypnotists all over the world, and so that's how I got into it, and I've been helping people ever since.
That's awesome. timshurr.com is the website. Also, eliminatesabotage.com. Go see Tim on his website, and I bet you that he will definitely help you out. Tim, thank you very much for taking some time here and speaking with us, and not hypnotizing me today, but maybe another day we can figure out and try something.
Yes, we will play with that. If you go to YouTube and you type in Tim Shurr, there's about 60 different videos that are free that it will help you as well. You'll have a great time with that. And thank you for having me on your show today.
Oh, no problem. Tim Shurr, again, timshurr.com and eliminatesabotage.com. The book, Get Out of Your Way. Stick around because we have a little something here on Entertainment Extra with Joe Crawford on RemixTV.com.